I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Scott?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Linda?
Yep.
Steve?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes. You fined $300 for being late. Oh,
Oh. According to the good people at Apple, it's 6:30.
they lying. Okay. Approval of video of 5 minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Roll call, Steve. Linda?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes. Okay, now this month will be the first time that we come out that she's gonna she's recording the meeting also, and she's gonna do type minutes.
Okay.
And just a reminder, last meeting we decided that both the video ones and the written minutes will be public record, and they're both, either way, if something happened to one, we'll still probably have it. So September meeting will be the first written one. Okay, Scott, financial report.
Okay, the payment listing for August 2018, we spent $39,452.72. Looks like revenue status for the year, looking at received roughly 87%. We need to reconciliation because it's too quick.
With the holiday,
With the
I don't
holiday,
have Carolyn's
okay.
water sewer dollars yet.
Okay.
I should have it tomorrow.
Okay, is there any discussion on what's got read?
I'll
Okay.
make a motion to approve the financial report.
I'll second it.
Joyce?
Yep.
Ron?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Alicia, you're up.
Chair.
Okay. So this year, sorry, I was able to get a little bit more of a head start on the Halloween parade and carnival. I have some flyers here for y'all. I probably could have printed off one, but I thought you guys would enjoy the Frankenstein. This year we are doing the carnival on the 20th. The reason, I think I kind of went between the dates the last time I was here. The reason we're going with the 20th, it's a little colder at the end of October. The 27th is the last Saturday of October. And I kind of want to avoid trying to be in the Halloween, people have trick-or-treats and their own things going on the last weekend, especially with it being Halloween's in the middle of the week. I thought it best to do it the weekend before, simply because it opens up more time. It's also the same weekend as the Tiffin Parade, so I thought that kind of would work out a little bit better. People would have a full weekend of Halloween activities going on. So as I said, we're looking at October 20th from 2 to 5. Learn my lesson, not doing an early morning parade again, because it was a very short parade, and afternoon I feel will be a better time for kids to come out and enjoy it. As before as well, we talked about doing the parade here at the green grass area outside of the complex here. I had mentioned before about wanting to do inflatables. Thanks to the generous donation of Janelle Harrison, we'll be able to do that. So, we kind of talked briefly about getting a quote and having you guys fund that, but Janelle was able to. And with her donation, we're also going to get some other items. I am here asking for a donation of at least $500, if possible. 300 of that is out, and I forgot the paper, I'm sorry. 300 of that is going to go towards a face painter. $300 total for 3 hours of face painting. We'll get any kid that comes up a face paint. If you went to the Seneca County Fair, she did her, she was set up right outside the carousel. Phenomenal work. I've looked at her Facebook. I'm friends with her friends and her. I know her well. So I would like to book her, and I was hoping to do so with the generous donation from the council. $300, as I said, would go towards that. The remaining $200 would go towards decoration, if that's possible, if that's feasible. I know we had talked about needing quotes, so I am unsure if you would need me to break down what materials I would need, from wood and decorations and supplies needed for games, or if we'll just go ahead and go with the 300 and kind of go from there. I'm not entirely sure what we would want to do with that.
Okay, Janelle donated 2,000, right?
1,000.
Oh, 1,000?
1,000,
Oh,
yes.
I thought it.
Oh, that's okay. And if it was 2,000, I wouldn't have even thought of it. But the inflatables, I had gotten a quote from Journeys in Fremont. We're looking at for what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything super exuberant. Really basic, jump house, an obstacle course, something fun, like 3 at most, 4. Was going to run us about $500 to $650, $700, which is where I wanted to be at. When I was looking before Janelle had made the donation, I was looking at about $500 to $600. The additional costs for the inflatables is going towards generators, so that's where the $700 is where we're looking at after generators and things like that to power it, because I'm not sure if there is power.
Well, I think we got a generator, don't we?
We got generator.
Okay, so I'm gonna meet with him on Friday and see how many generators. If it takes 1 generator, we're good. We won't have to go that cost. And then
It can take up to 3.
the generator.
We have 3 generators.
Oh, you have 3 generators? Okay, well that
They
changes.
shouldn't need any more than 110 for those. It's just a blower.
Yeah. Okay, well that changes the game a lot. Okay, wonderful, good to know. But as I said, the donation, at least the $300 would go towards face painting. Where, like I said, kids can come in. Usually she charges about $4 or $5, depending upon how complicated the face paint is. And I had asked her, she does like full sleeves. I said I didn't want anything like that. Just a basic, if they want to look like Dracula, paint them to look like Dracula, things like that. And she said for that type of service, it'd be the $300. As I was talking earlier, I do need volunteers. If I could get assistance getting the word out, approximately 15 people over the age of 16 would be preferred. Just because between the games and, as I was explaining earlier, the rides themselves will need operator, at least 1 to 2 one person per ride to operate. Otherwise, I have to look into paying their people to operate the rides. So that's an expenditure
What
we
rides
can
are
cost. The inflatables, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, no, not physical mechanical rides, the
I say,
inflatables.
whoa.
No. Not there. This is just for the inflatables, just to make sure that somebody's there to watch the kids, make sure. And that one I would prefer someone over 18 to operate that, and I think that that's even in their contract when you sign with them. So at least 3 adults, and then the rest can be teenagers. But I did discuss getting in touch with the school and seeing if they have like National Honor Society members who would be interested in needing community service hours, things like that. What it would take to get them to be able to volunteer. Like I said, not too many, but we do have about 10 to 12 games this year, games and activities I should say. So that will need some manning, and of course, last year, my family helped out a lot. They operated games. This year there's more, we're getting, a little more word of mouth, starting sooner, so we need some more help there. One of the other things we're doing a pie in the face station. It's like it'll be $1 a pie, and that's a way to bring in revenue for next year's carnival. I'm going to start working on getting like a savings, getting a little just a budget basically for next year started with whatever money I would have left over from this year. So I would be looking for 3 people who would sit for an hour and get pied in the face who would ever be interested. I definitely wouldn't want to go home after and shower. I've done it myself, and you smell soured milk for a while, but don't let that deter you. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to raise money for the carnival.
Can't use Cool Whip.
Yeah, that's like the canned kind, right? Let me see here, make sure I got through. Okay, so for the parade, I do have these new forms. If you guys want to go ahead, you can take a look at it. They do have their own guidelines. Now, last year the parade went off great. There were no issues, nothing wrong with it. Went really well, really smooth. But I was talking with other people who operate parades and carnivals in their towns, and they highly, highly recommended doing a form with rules and breakdowns, liability clauses, things like that, just because, was it last year at the Labor Day parade at Fremont when the truck,
Yeah.
things like that can happen, and although you don't want it to, you also want to make sure you're covered. So this is just a way to benefit the public. Oh, I'm sorry, that one's fine. Just a way to benefit the public, so they have the information about the parade in front of them. As you can see, it's broken down. Thank you. The time, the arrival time, the date, what's expected of the floats and people who have entered in. Basically, nothing lewd, nothing derogative. Costumes are to be fun. I mean, while the Haunted Hydro is interested in participating in the parade, I know that their costumes are scary, but they're not so scary. It's gory, just basically a guideline for those. It also talks about the safety of themselves and the participants in the parade, tossing out candy, things like that. So this is just more for my organization, so I can go through my papers and organize them. Last year I literally was writing them in a notebook, and I was like, there's got to be an easier way. I feel this is going to be the best route to go, having the paper where I can physically see who's in the parade and place them. And I'll email anybody who's interested. I have an email account set up for the carnival, Carnival@gmail.com, BettsvilleHalloweenCarnival@gmail.com, where people can send questions, submit their parade forms, things like that. We do have a donation from the Ritz this year again. Michael Strong from the Ritz Theater is donating 2 tickets to one of their shows. I believe it's a country-themed show this year. Last year it was a 70s or Stadium Rock concert. This year I believe it is a country show. I have to take a look at the schedule again. I'm still working on getting prizes from local scooters, Sundays, like I did last year. And I'll work with Journeys when I see them on Friday about donations again. But just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea. Lastly, one of the things I'd like to try and do this year, if I could get some help, more of just kind of putting this out there, and whoever wants to respond, great. I'm looking to do maybe like a hay ride, just around, not very far, not off of the property really, just kind of around the field area. If that's something anybody would be interested in, anybody who's watching, reading, and be interested in, go ahead and give me a contact. If I can't do it this year, I'll just kind of, keep it on my back burner for years to come. But other than that, my only question is, have we set a date for trick or treat, and did I miss it, or?
No, we will set it tonight.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is what I needed to know. That is everything. And like I said, for the donation, I can, if we can just get the $300, so I can, if you would be so gracious as to donate the $300 towards the face painting, that's something that I can advertise at the face painter, donated by the village council. Whatever you need, you guys can just let me know.
And then she is still going to charge the children?
No.
No.
That isn't, no, not looking at her, sorry.
When you said she charged $4 or $5, I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
that's normally when
why do you
she,
need $3?
yeah,
$300 from us.
that's when she sets up, goes
Okay,
out and
yes,
sets up, and
yeah,
nobody's
okay.
paid her, but because we're prepaying essentially,
Okay,
she'll give
all right,
face paintings to anybody who wants it.
I see, okay.
Yes.
I would think that maybe some of the businesses would donate
That's what
and not have to go through council, because I'd
Okay.
rather do that
Yep.
First,
than
and
use
Yeah.
then you can't
use
get
the
them.
taxpayers' money to.
Okay, yeah, no,
I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but
that makes total sense. That's kind of the route I thought I would go,
I mean, if you
but
don't have any objections to it, whatever you guys think, it's your decision. Just my suggestion, so I don't know.
I will reach out to Old Fort Bank. I feel like that would be a good place to start, as well as,
Snyder's
Yeah.
and
yep,
And I will donate to it,
Yeah.
and scooters probably would, in the gas station.
Yeah.
I think we could probably come up
I
with
was-
$300 fairly easy.
Okay, I would hope so, perfect. All right, I will note that down, and other than that, I think that's
But I
everything.
mean, if you guys wanna go ahead, it's up to you. I'm just suggesting.
No, I think what you said was an
Mhm.
excellent suggestion, go that
Yeah.
way.
That's a good, I wasn't quite sure which doors to go through or what route to go, so that gives me a path, and I can start there, and we can see what, local businesses would be willing to do, and I feel, it's a small community, I feel that that's something they would wanna support. So I would definitely reach out, get in contact, and then check back in a month when we come back for the October meeting right before
Do
everything.
you wanna put
goes
some
off.
jars uptown?
Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty.
Didn't we do that for, their fireworks or whatever?
Fireworks, we did that,
last
2
year?
carnivals ago before I
Yeah.
took
Oh,
over.
try that too, I mean,
Yeah.
just every little bit helps,
Yeah, absolutely.
But if anybody wants to donate,
Yeah,
they
they're more
can.
than welcome
Yeah.
to, but I did put out a list
but
of,
not that we should ask taxpayers for
Yeah.
that.
And I would
Exactly.
suggest Ray's barbershop too, cause he's always really good with
Oh,
us
yeah.
too.
yeah,
At least he might give you some shirts or something for prizes, but he's been really good about donating stuff to the town.
perfect. That's what I just needed, some type of direction. Like I said, though I've been here for forever, just kind of newer to the community where people don't know exactly who I am now that I'm an actual resident. So that's a good direction to start. I'll start with some businesses, and then I'll come back and let you know how successful it was, hopefully.
Get your
next
dad
month.
out.
Yeah.
Zelda Electric, they might give you some money.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I already went there. But other than that, that gives me a direction, so I think,
Okay, well, thank you for all your help.
Yes,
It's gonna
thank
be a
you.
good parade and.
I'm hoping.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I'm hoping, now that I got some more time this year, it'll be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Felicia.
Yeah.
Well, you should try to get me a couple of these,
You
thingies
can
here,
have the rest
okay?
of these, and I will print some off.
Okay, yeah,
I was going to check with the library, see if I
Yeah.
could post some up there.
yeah, they would, yeah, yeah,
I would think, and then I have digital copies, but I think more people want.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you. And it's on Facebook too, I can send you the color copy.
Yeah, I've seen it on
That's
Facebook.
what I was saving it from Rob.
Okay. Okay, I'll send you the color copy,
Is it
and then.
Hey, Chucky,
okay?
And I'll email the,
Is it okay if I send John on next, so if he.
Yeah, that's fine, that's
Oh,
fine.
it's okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yeah, I'll send you the color copy tonight, and the parade request.
Yeah, he needs to get out of here.
I'll swing by and grab one, or.
Who?
John.
Thanks, appreciate that.
does he know?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah. John,
Oh, I'm sorry.
John, I think we'll put you on next so you don't have to stay if you don't want to.
Okay. Real quick, the only thing I have is, if you guys remember 5 years ago when we put the telemetry in the well house, it's just shy of a SCADA system. It's a web-based thing that they actually have to install an IP address, and IP addresses are forever changing, so half the time the service isn't working. And right now, with us having a well down per se, it would be nice to be able to get on there. So I've been in contact with Artesian because we leased that equipment. And our contract is about up. It's up January 1st. So he says the new equipment that they use is a cloud-based thing, so you don't have the ever-changing static IP address. He said the business that they purchased that equipment from is actually gone now, so which is kind of the reason why we leased the equipment in the first place, because we knew, everything's ever-changing. So what it comes down to is if the village is willing to sign another 5-year agreement with them, because our 5 years is about up anyhow, we're gonna have to do something. The cost only goes up $100 a year, and prior years was $1,500 a year, so it'll be $1,600 a year for the new equipment. That's it, that's all I have. Got any questions? I mean, we were gonna have to re-up a lease or purchase the existing equipment regardless at the end of the 5 years. And the 5-year agreement, like I said, was because we knew that equipment would be changing anyhow, so.
So you're recommending that we take, pay the $1,600, get the new equipment and go with that?
Well, it's $1,600 a year.
Right.
We'd be entering another 5-year lease.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that makes sense to me, because I think that's the thing about technology, that stuff's just moving forward.
You can't keep up.
And
You
it's
can't keep up, let
necessary.
Somebody else do that.
And with the lease thing, they fix it, right? Or,
Yeah, they take care of it. We're paying them for a service.
yeah.
We didn't realize we had the issue because the only time you really get on it is in the wintertime. You know, you're constantly checking tower levels in the wintertime to see if you have a problem when you're not here. Well, until we had the other issue back there and I was trying to get online to check the tower, I couldn't do it. And that was when we found out we had a problem. So it's just been recently here in the last couple months, 3, 4, 5 months that it
Not in
quit
the
working.
business of maintaining that sort of thing.
No, I agree.
Plus, in another 5 years, it's gonna be something
May
different.
change.
We're in
again.
the business of running a village.
Well, then I'll make a motion to move forward with negotiating the lease and then moving forward with the lease.
I'll second that motion.
Scott,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yep.
Linda,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
So you'll get a hold of them from,
I'll get a hold of him tomorrow. He actually emailed me today with the information. So, M&B should be in town either this week or beginning of next week, take care of them 2 streets, and that panel should be in this week. I'm gonna be here the next 2 days.
okay.
I just won't be here Friday,
Okay,
so you guys are aware.
okay,
Okay,
What you gotta do?
I'll be back in the morning.
okay.
okay, yep, do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we did finance. Police, Kevin, you're up.
Wait, we have something for finance here.
Oh, yes, we did, I'm sorry. We got one more thing. Angela, you wanna do that thing?
Yeah, with Vesuvius closing, I thought I'd call Rita to see what they contributed. And their average withholdings that was paid to us was $24,000 a year. So we're losing,
Yeah. Knew we were gonna take a big hit. I hope everybody in town realizes that.
so we're
I
gonna
think
have to,
we'll do.
after P's and Q's. I was shocked when they told me that.
Yeah. No, that's a surprise.
There's big money out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those are high-dollar
Yeah.
engineers and stuff, man.
So I just wanna let you guys know that. Something to keep in mind.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Gavin. You're up again.
For the month of August, there were 14 traffic citations, 8 traffic warnings, 2 suspicious vehicles, persons or trespassing complaints, 1 disturbance or disorderly conduct, 1 non-criminal, so an alarm call, 3 assists, 2 accidents, and 2 in the other category. There's a total of 33 calls in the village for the month of August, and I handled 25 of those for 76%. Any questions?
Doing a good job.
Have you heard anything about our robbery down here?
That's not in the village, so no.
Okay, Mike, you're up. Fire.
We've had 13 calls for the month of August, which brings up to 100 calls for the year so far. So we've had a pretty busy year again this year. Call volume seems to be up, we still got a couple more months to go yet. Other than that, we're in the process of getting quotes for 6 new set of turnout gear. So we'll be using probably some of that special levy money to pay for some of those. I also got a quote for air packs too, so I gotta be getting that that $10,000 grant we got from the fire marshal's office, we get that taken care of, so. I got the quote sitting on the desk in the station, so we'll get that taken care of here next week or so. And then, does anybody know, does the village have a governmentdeals.com account set up?
I don't know that
You
we
mean
do.
the auction site?
Yeah.
I'd ask John, I don't.
Okay.
think
Yeah, we
do.
should ask John for
Okay.
you.
Looking and.
Because when I looked into it, I can do everything except for set up an account, because you have to have, even though we're just selling, we still have to have an account set up.
Touch base with John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought we went down that path once before.
we
Yeah, I don't
did a
remember
couple of
exactly, I
those.
think we did with the truck, I thought,
Yeah,
the
we
dump
did.
truck or something,
I mean,
yeah.
I would think that we probably have a.
Okay, so I think that's what we're gonna try to put
Ask
in,
him for sure.
we're gonna try putting 62 on that. We got it all stripped out, so I wanna get that out of here before too much longer. So,
Okay.
other than that, I don't think I have anything else.
Anybody got any questions for Mike?
Liberty does have a issue on the ballot for November,
Oh, for the levy?
for the levy.
They're gonna
Yes.
get more money for us.
Clean up, Joyce.
Well, evidently I'm not doing a very good job because people aren't listening. I wanna know what we're gonna do, like over here. I was thinking about having maybe a camera set up over here at the recyclables. I mean, now really. We've got paint cans, we've got tires, we've got televisions, we've got wall-to-wall carpeting, we've got fans, we've got all kinds of stuff, except what's supposed to be in these,
Garbage. We got
and we have garbage. And the same thing with like the brush, they're still dumping their black bags out there. And I just really think maybe we should start catching some of these people, and I don't know why people in town seem to think that nothing applies to them. They don't have to do
And
anything.
it's, I've talked to the guy with the recycling, and it's kind of a common problem. We're not the only place.
Well, I realize that, but I mean, we give
But
people
no.
all kinds of stuff. You saw what they did with the garbage cans uptown. We had to take them away from them because they abused them. You know, we're just at our kind of wits' ends around here. We don't know what to do to motivate people to be either clean or pay attention or go by the rules, or what we supposed to do.
And I think that you've got a good idea. John and I had talked about it too, that putting another camera out there so that we can see who's out there and what they're dumping. Because that's the only way we're gonna catch them.
Yep.
Unless Gavin would happen to be here and see somebody doing that one.
I don't know what else to do, I really don't. I just get so frustrated, you know. It's bad enough that Andy Bryant won't mow his yard, you know,
Right.
and drives me crazy. And more or less
backyard's
gets,
full of
and he
junk.
threatened his neighbors, you know, that
Mhm.
they can't even get in their driveway to get in their garage. And, you know, sending letters doesn't do anything to them. They just don't think it applies to them, I guess. So like I said, I'm open for any suggestion that anybody wants to give me, you know, before I get really hateful, more than usual.
I thought you guys did an ordinance or something that said there was a fine if they didn't. do
Well,
anything.
I thought we did, but I don't think we've ever really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's gotta be, there is.
They gotta be served
Yeah.
by the cop.
yeah, okay. No,
But they gotta wanna do that.
yeah.
Okay, so you got some letters out to
Yeah,
people?
yeah, I got 4, so
Okay.
we'll see. Okay.
Okay. Park? Don't have anything new on
I got
that.
a call from Mike Fitzpatrick, who lives out on 12th, at the
Right.
end, you know, across. And he is very interested when we form a park
Committee.
committee, he would definitely like to be included in that process. So I told him I would tell council, and then I would get back with him, because as of right now, we don't have a park committee
We've got one,
per se.
we've got several things started, we just haven't got it down to the wording yet, because there's like some legal stuff we have to look at too, you know, so that the council isn't gonna be blamed for whatever. And, we have, a member I've got 3 people, and I want 3 more.
Okay,
And
Mike
so
would be,
you've
Mike,
been-
Mike would be a good one.
Mike-
well, like I said, I
He's
want,
al- He's
Yes.
also an electrician and
Okay.
stuff, he
Yes,
can do
yes.
work out there too.
and I want people, I wanna open it up to maybe like, maybe the Lakota area, the Liberty Township area, or the 040, somewhere other than Bettsville people. I mean, we have like 3 people from Bettsville that I've pretty well, got talked to, and,
So should I tell him to contact you, Joyce?
well, I'm gonna have a meeting, I gotta have a meeting first with these 3 people that I'm talking to. And they will, I think, agree to who they want with them. I think, I don't know how we're gonna do this yet. We have to,
So I've got, what do you want me to tell Mike? That,
well, he can write to me or whatever, and
Or
we put
just-
his name in the hat. I mean, we've got some names in there that,
Mike just lives there.
yeah, I know. I was just out to his house the other day, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he would be very, he sounds really interested.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, people that's really interested.
and
Yeah,
he
I want
was on,
someone
he
that
was
cares
on
about
the
it. I don't
park
want
committee a
somebody
long time
that's been
ago.
on Facebook and slammed us down the street and back,
He's
No,
been
he
on the
doesn't.
park committee
Genuinely-
before.
He does not.
Long time ago, he was on the park committee and did an excellent job with Steve
I think
Shiley
Susan's
and,
really interested, you know.
Susan Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she told me already.
Who?
Susan Wayne.
Well, it's a nice one.
Nice one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so, but, we aren't, actually, we're not gonna be able to do anything the rest of this year, but we wanna make sure everything's in place to get things started before, by the first of the year that we get started on. Because this will include fundraising, they'll have to raise funds, get all the things together that, what it takes to raise,
Well,
the
we
work
need somebody
department.
with a 50.
Yeah, well, I've got someone
E3.
interested in opening one, and that takes a little bit of time, and there's just a few things that have to be ironed out before we can, but we want to get started by January so we can get things implemented, so hopefully.
so I'll just tell Mike to contact you. And then, cause I didn't bring his info with me.
But anybody that's interested, I would like them to write maybe a little bit of a resume or something, don't just call me on the phone and say you want to do it if I don't
No,
even know who
he
you are.
sent me a whole thingy
Well,
on
okay,
Messenger.
that would be all right, but I don't want someone to just call me and say, hey, I want to be on this, and.
Right, no, he sent
and
me
then
a
after
whole,
they
like
get
a
on there,
resume
On
on Messenger.
Yeah.
How many years he's lived here, and that he's an electrician for so many years, and I think he'd be a very good asset.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, so by next meeting, we should have things in place.
Okay,
Okay. Okay, zoning. Rob, you got anything?
The only thing is what I brought up to you on the King Street property, we need to have that building permit wrote up and filed, so
Mhm.
that it's all legal. Until
Yeah.
then, it's gonna be one of those things where down the road and nobody knows where the paper trail's at.
Okay, I'll see that he gets that done.
Can we bring this up now, Gary?
Sure, if it's, sure.
This is ordinance 2007-15. Linda, you'd have been mayor at the time.
yes,
And what it is where an alley was vacated along Sullivan,
yes,
and each property owner was to give up
Yeah,
8
but-
foot.
yeah.
It doesn't really state that, it just says vacated. However, the alley that goes down through there has not been filed.
Vacate thing? Is
It never went to Tiffin to get filed. So basically, if you go up to the county,
They're gonna
the
start
alleys,
the alleys open.
where it
now.
was existing. So we need to get that taken care of.
This needs to be recorded, right?
Yes.
that should
Is
be
it-
it.
What do you,
Is that all we have to do is take that?
I have absolutely no idea. I wish I could give you a better answer, I have no idea. So this was 12 years ago, you got rid of an alley.
It runs behind all the houses on Sullivan Street. It dead ends at my house.
And what happened, it used to run between all the property lines there. So they had 2 partials. People wanted to put fences up, stuff like that, they couldn't do it unless you got rid of the alley.
Sure.
So,
And ultimately, there was no reason to have the alley, they got rid of the alley.
No, because
Exactly.
people already had stuff built on it as far as
Yes.
that goes from
Yep.
years and years ago.
Yeah,
So it was
And there's
easy to,
there's
it
an
only made
access.
sense to vacate it.
And there's an access alley that can get to the field. It's between my house and the neighbors.
Yep.
So there's an access alley there.
Yeah, we didn't cut nobody out.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, is there a legal description that's somewhere for the alley? Like, when was the alley made?
Way long.
1882.
Way long ago. I mean, it's been there forever.
Okay. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, why don't I
I can
take,
do a little, let me do a little research.
okay, you do that and then let me know, and then I'll try taking that up there and say, hey, can we do this? And
Cause
then
at,
they'll give me some idea
cause
too.
at least on this one, I have a lot more information than that other one. That other one we have where the alley's through that poor woman's living room.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
cause we gotta get that taken
The problem
care
with
of.
that is so, to try to find, I don't have anywhere where that language is of what that thing was or what we're doing, because normally, if you've got your property or what have you, and then you're adding to it or taking away from it, your legal description is gonna add that to it. Well, I don't know what I'm adding to people's, because I don't know what the description is and what the alley was.
I can go up to the recorder's office and see Mike Dell and
Right.
get what the dimensions
What
and
they
everything
want.
is.
Do these people still own these properties?
Majority of them
They-
do.
Some of them rentals, some of them.
Okay.
they bought and sold.
But I think everyone from, not including us, but from our house on down, everybody owns those houses. People bought the one next to me.
Well, Steve, your mom's have been sold a couple times, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
I'm not sure
Mom
who
sold
even owns
Goatee.
it.
Goatee owns it now. The cop, we used to have, the cop that used to be here, he owns it now.
I thought you lived in Fremont.
Not anymore, he lives down at the end of the street,
Since
beside
when?
Rarig's. So you got Rarig's and Goatees and Fillmore's and the empty house that's up for sale.
Yeah, but like I
Kyle's
said, in the
house.
last 20 years, they've all been sold 2 or 3 times.
Well, and I guess, so, okay, so this is sounding like at least part of the legal description is here. It's the lot 139 in Kate Fry's addition.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't know, what I have to research on is how do we add that to the other people's property? That's what I have to find out, because if we don't have it anymore, then
Somebody's got.
somebody has to have it. Somebody has to own
And they
it.
have to pay taxes.
I'll just make it an alley
Well,
again.
right, well, right, and it's,
Then there's buildings in it.
it's-
Well, take them down.
it's not ours, we're gonna make them do things. Okay, let me do some research. 'Cause
Okay.
at least on this, I at least have somewhat of a thing to go off of.
I'll have, and
Yeah.
make me a copy of that, so I can
Mhm.
take that up to
Yeah.
Mike and say, well, and go up to the auditor's office.
And then if you
see
wanna
how we
have-
gotta do it.
Yeah, and have him, if you want, have him get a hold of me. I can put together whatever we need to get, if we need to put something together to get rid of it. And then we can let the respective property owners know, hey, good news, you got 8 feet. Unless we can just, if we just get rid of the alley, I wonder if it just becomes theirs, but it's gotta go somewhere. Yeah, if you wanna have him, touch base with him and have him get a hold of me then we can figure out what he would like to see to make that happen.
Okay, that was back in 2007.
Mhm.
We've had
I
people
remember
building
doing
in
it.
alleys for years. Up in the
After we
ridge,
vacated this one, we said we would not vacate another alley.
I mean, up in the ridge, there's been 2 or 3 people building the alleys, I mean, and behind the alleys, I mean, we've never really done anything about it before, you know? And then all of a sudden, here we are.
It's becoming an issue.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
I think
So I
after
think we
we
should-
vacated this one, we said we'd never vacate another alley. This was the
Yeah.
last alley we would vacate.
Well, that was,
You
the
remember
last
that
alley
when
we
we
was gonna
built?
vacate was the one right uptown by, what's his face? Miller's and, the one that used to come behind, that was
Yes.
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should have never done that, you know, so we should have learned our lesson right there.
Because we vacated the one between Honchu and
Yeah.
where Cruises used to live.
Yeah.
He wanted that
Yeah.
alley, so they couldn't drive through and drive behind the bar.
Okay. Any other questions, Engineer? Okay. Going to old business. I just put Amplex on here from old business and that we have the signed contract back. I have it, and so everything's done with that.
How are we gonna announce to the town that they're in town and want to do
Well, they're gonna,
business?
That's
they're
up to
gonna,
them.
yeah, they'll go door to door or whatever they do, or send out mailers in the mail or something.
Should you guys put it on your face page or anything like that, or?
Well, if we do that, then we're back in the business that,
Yeah,
Right.
we don't wanna get in that deal.
Right.
I mean, we can put something on there that say Amplex is now available to, another
Betsville,
source
yeah.
for internet, in Betsville.
Mhm.
And, I mean, that'd be about the extent of what we could do, because we don't wanna sound like
I
we're,
don't even like that,
Yeah.
I
no,
don't think we need to do that.
no, I don't either. Let them handle it.
They're a business, they're out for
We've-
profit, let them do their.
Yeah.
We've allowed them to come into our village, then it's on their hands
They're
to.
on their own.
Do you have any like actual solicitation rules?
We
we
used to have the Green River.
well, we still have the Green River
Green
ordinance,
River ordinance.
so there's no sales, there's nobody can go door to door.
Of course, when somebody comes to my house, I say, have you talked to the mayor? What do you mean? I said, we have Green River ordinance, you're not supposed to be here unless you get his permission.
Because I would say is if, I don't know how Amplex does business, but I would say if that's something they do, and they come to you and say, hey, we wanna go door to door, and let's say you say, okay, that's fine, because it's a real thing. I don't think there's any issue with you putting out information that, hey, if Amplex knocks on your door, it's not a scam, you know, for whatever reason, and
On the other hand, Amplex has enough billboards and signage.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not an
Everybody-
issue.
Everybody that drives around here knows what Amplex is, so, you know,
Very
they
true.
shouldn't be surprised.
yeah, the only thing my thought would be is if they come to you wanting to go door to door, and if you so choose to approve that, just at least letting people know that it's not a scam.
Otherwise, you
Don't-
might be getting
85 people
phone
call the
calls.
village going, hey, there's someone
Yeah,
at the
cause
front
I
door.
always, when somebody goes door to door, somebody's gonna call me and say, hey, and so
You
then I
know.
just stick the police on them or something and say, hey, we
They
can't
can
do
put
that.
card in everyone's box too.
Sure.
They can do
Sure they
that, or
can.
they can hang a
Yeah.
little thing
Yeah.
on your doorknob, just don't be knocking, don't be bothering people. You know, it's, cause if that's the reason why we had the Green River ordinance, to
Right.
cut down on that sort of thing.
Okay. Now put house numbers back under here.
Okay,
I
all
don't know
right.
what we're
I
doing.
said, you told me last meeting I was at, that the sign things is only one-sided.
Right.
And I said, do you want me to get a hold of Mike, put his face in, send those back and just get the double ones, and nobody gave me an answer. The only thing John said, oh, only if it doesn't cost us any more
Right,
money. So I didn't
exactly.
know what else to do.
Everything's
So
up
do you
to
want-
John, so.
Do you want signs with both sides numbered, or you just wanna stick
Well,
them
I
on
mean,
your
that's
house?
the object of it, for when they see it and the headlights hit it at night, they know that they're at the right
If
house.
they're coming either way.
So you want me to call this guy and see how much more it was gonna
Ask the
cost us or
fire
whatever?
chief, he's the one that's gonna be using it.
Yeah, come here, fire chief.
Double-sided.
Double
One double
sided.
sided.
Everybody
I
else
mean,
is
he told us
double-sided.
that from the beginning.
Exactly.
Double-sided.
Yeah.
I'll help Gavin too, just not me.
Okay.
Double sided.
Well, and it'll help EMS, everybody, so.
All right, I'll call him tomorrow. I got his number right.
Besides that, think about how you would mount that in your yard where anybody going down the street would see it. You'd almost have to put it on your houses, which we said we would not do. We would put
Yeah,
it
then
out
you'd
there.
have to hunt for it.
Yeah,
No,
put it
I
out
see
there
it's
so it's
one-sided.
standard. So the fire
Sign
department
board.
knows.
That's another
It's
thing I
gonna be
wanted
right
to
there.
know. Is there a law that you have to have house numbers?
Mhm.
Now, I've been to
So-
Fremont, all right, I was just in Findlay today.
They don't
I
have
went
that.
from one end of Main Street to clear out almost to, well, clear out there, Findlay College, okay? And I only seen I was looking for 729 Main Street, and there was no numbers on houses, on buildings, how does anybody find anybody if nobody has any numbers?
That's the problem, you don't.
Well, I mean, isn't there some kind of a law in town that says you have to have numbers?
Didn't we pass an
I
ordinance
think
saying that
we
we
have-
gonna put those
yeah.
signs up? So yeah, there is a
Yeah.
law.
We have an
Well, I think
ordinance
all
in
of
our
us
village.
in town have little house numbers on our houses, you know, but
Yeah.
But no, I'm serious. Even in Fremont, I
Right.
was looking for Tire Man, couldn't find him. You know, he doesn't even have a number.
Across from Walgreens.
Yeah.
Yeah, right beside the Friendship Station.
Okay.
It's the old Fleetway.
All right, I'll call him in the morning and see, maybe I can talk him into being early.
You know, kind of.
This so it isn't,
You don't
this so it
be,
isn't.
don't get mad at him, just kind of be nice and use your honeycomb.
Sugar
Yeah, like
coated
that's
a
what
little.
happened.
Yeah,
Just hand them over a check.
Well, do you want this to happen or not?
yeah.
It's gotta
All right,
happen.
all right.
Yeah.
They've already passed orders.
All right.
It's gotta happen.
Okay, next, annexation, did you hear anything back, anything?
The minute I hear, I'm gonna let you and Angela know so we can just roll. The minute I hear back, but I'm sure it goes through 85 hands before it gets back to me.
Probably.
Okay. Next thing I have on there is Seneca County CERT payment. We said last council meeting that we'd pay them whatever we paid them last year, well, we didn't pay them nothing. You can't find nothing for last year or the year
Can't find
before.
an ever
It's easy.
paid.
Yeah, but I think, I was always under the impression that we paid them something for parking cars on
Mhm.
4th of
Yes.
July.
Mhm.
But we haven't lately. So I kind of feel that we do owe them something. I would think it's a good gesture to do it, because they do a fine job. And I would think, I would like to see us donate $200 to them. Yeah, make up a little bit for
What's this
last
for?
year. The guys that, at the 4th of July, the guys that park cars and set,
They come from
Directed
Post
traffic
Troy every
and that.
year.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and they do
There's-
us a
there's
good
about
job.
2 or 3 of
Kinda
them.
along the same lines as you guys mow the grass.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll make a motion to
do $200.
do $200.
I'll second.
Scott,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yeah.
Linda,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
I'll leave that check on.
Okay, thank you. That is all I have under old business.
Let's stay there for a second.
Okay,
We're in September. Snow is gonna arrive at some point in time.
mhm,
We talked about putting brine on the streets this year.
mhm.
Where do we stand with any of that? I know John's not here to answer,
Yeah, I
but,
don't know.
you know, it's like a third the price.
Okay,
I've done a little research myself.
So we have to buy some equipment, do we have to buy a tank and stuff?
All you're looking at is a gravity-fed tank.
Okay.
You know, you can put a solenoid valve on when you want it open and closed.
There could be, depending on the quote, a significant savings.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because
We
salt's
should at
always
least
going
look
up.
into it.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The salts went up again, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And it's gonna continue to go
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get whatever they can get. Each year they'll raise her up. And then Brian will be next.
Yeah.
Look,
And
let everybody go with that, yeah.
Since you opened that can of worms,
Yep.
I'm going to suggest, I mean, when we have snow emergencies, we bring John all the way from Fremont on time and a half to plow our streets. Which, if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. But we also got Ickes around here that does a lot of his work during the week. And he's part-time, and that doesn't involve time and a half. And I see a real good opportunity here for John to train Ickes on how to snowplow, rather than coming in and paying premium for it all the time. We're gonna get to the point where we're gonna have to really pinch our pennies
Yeah,
at some point.
especially
It
now.
just lost 24,000.
We're used to doing it right now. This cash cow is gonna, it's not really there, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
And I suggest that we put that on for full burn for next meeting,
Okay.
to look at doing that. You know, the last time we talked about this, we said, well, anybody that hops on there won't know the manhole covers. First then I seen John right across from my backyard run into a manhole cover last year, so anybody can make a state. So, you know,
And he does have to come in, because we did that thing with the school for the school.
you know, we got a chance,
Our
you know,
contract was that.
we went along with the time and a half or anything over his salary pay to come in and do this stuff. That's fine, but that's only if he's the one that's coming in and doing it. There's no Ickes is right here.
And he can only, as part-time, he can only work so many hours.
That's fine,
But no-
there's
But,
emergencies.
but in the wintertime, he ain't gonna be mowing, so we
Right.
won't need him for anything else other
And he'll be
than that.
looking for something to do, and there's no reason why not take advantage of that sort of thing. And start looking for positive ways to save some money around this town.
Right. I agree 100%.
Real quick before you guys move on, just because I had gotten that email from Angela, is that the ability for her to write me a check for that filing fee? You know, let's say tomorrow I get stuff back from them. Do we need to do something every month that just keeps renewing that, the ability for her to write that check, or is that something?
No, I think once we said that she could write that check,
The
that's
minute
all
I
you
come in,
need,
I
yeah.
can just touch base
Yeah.
with you and rock and
As long
roll.
as we don't put a time limit on it, she's
Okay.
good to
Yeah.
go.
All right, that's fine. That's what I just wanted to check.
So you don't need it yet?
As soon as I hear from them, I don't want it
Okay.
until I can hear from them.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, you got anything else in your old business, Steve?
No, I'm good.
Anybody else? Okay. Resolution 2018-06.
You lost it.
It's the one that says, I gave you a copy of resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the budget commission. That's the one.
Yeah, or no, that's the contract for,
Okay.
did you give me that one?
Yeah,
Okay, it's not laying here on his file.
you want me just to read it? at the beginning?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
It's a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the budget commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. It's the total for our 2019 budget.
Is that just a reading? Is that like the second reading, or do we have to
Nope, it's-
approve it?
We're declaring emergency. I have to get it sent back into the
Okay.
auditors.
I'll move to declare it an emergency.
Well, we need a motion to suspend the
Motion to
rules.
suspend the rules
Okay.
first. Make a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Scott,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yep.
Bill,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Linda.
Yep.
Motion to declare an emergency was Linda.
Yep.
I'll second.
Linda,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yeah.
Scott,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Scott,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Linda.
Yes.
Okay, done did.
Done deal.
Okay, next thing I got on here is medical mutual insurance renewal for John's Insurance. Let's see, here's a group health renewal for the group. John MMO is the only carrier that goes down to one life, and it is a grandfathered plan prior to ACA, and we are allowed to keep these till 12/31/19. Now, unless Congress can figure out that they can fix the mess they created. Say, MMO did give one option on page 8 to reduce the 5.9% increase for 11/1/18 renewal. It saves $24.99 a month, $299.98 a year in premium. However, the possible exposure goes from $3,000 deductible to $3,810, which is $810 plus more than the current plan. On page 8, his plan that he has right now is that 5.9 increase amounts to $43.24 increase per month. It is $776.10 plus a $25 admin fee, which makes the new total $801.10 for the one that he's got now for the 3,000. There's another option too. It goes with the $3,810 deductible. Office copay goes from $20 a month to $25. Urgent care goes from $40 to $50. Specialist copay is $20 now, it's $25. Co-insurance member liability, they're both 20%. Emergency room copay, the one he's got now is at $150, and the new one would be $190. So it would be $786.11 for the one that said it would save us the $24.99 a month.
776, Gary.
Or $776?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yes, you're right, $776.11. And $801.10 is the one that he's got now. So, you gotta choose one or the other to keep him the same or to make his deductible higher. That's the two options that we have.
Is he the only one that gets the insurance?
Mhm.
So they say it's $43 roughly extra a month for the new plan,
Yeah, with the increase,
an
yeah.
increase.
Yeah. It's 801.10, what the payments would be, and 771.11 would be the other one. So there isn't really a whole lot of difference, but there is,
It's $24.99 difference
yeah.
from one to the other per month.
Does he have deductibles with both? Is it deductibles
One's
with both?
3,000 and this one go up through 38 cents. And I don't know if it's feasible or to offer him, say, hey, if you wanted to stay with the same one, if you would, if they'd want to chip some in so that it wouldn't be as much. Because it seems like most people are now having to pay a portion of it.
Pay a huge portion of it.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna take a big hit here pretty soon, we're gonna have to. Need some new policies in there.
I mean, I think he could afford to pay something on it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not speaking for him, but, I mean, we gotta speak for the town and see.
This doesn't need to be decided, I just have to let her know October
Maybe
meeting.
if you let me talk to him and say, hey, could you do a portion of this?
I mean,
And
you
keep
can
with the
still
same
discuss
one,
it in
or do you
October.
want
Move the table this discussion until next month.
Yeah, I think you need to talk to John and see what he's going to do,
Mhm.
because the issue is, it's gonna keep going up, it's not gonna go down.
Right.
Yeah, it always goes up every
And
year.
the problem is you lost $24,000 in revenue, you know,
Yeah.
for this year, that's gonna be a big impact.
Like I said, we gotta find every little dime that we
Yeah.
can find.
Well, and according to the insurance lady, we've been really lucky with him, because I think last year it only went up, what, a few dollars in that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's because he was grandfathered in, so if they don't get things figured out in Congress come December 31st, 19, it's probably gonna be
They
bad,
won't.
she said. Yeah.
It's gonna
yeah, it's
go up.
too early for them to
Right.
figure it out.
They'll be
Wait
going
till
on break.
everybody goes
When
on.
you go on break, yeah.
Yeah.
Running this country, it's not gonna get figured out,
No.
as we well know, don't we?
Yeah, I think we should table it till next month.
Okay,
Well, I think
I mean, that's
He
fine,
needs
but
to, I think he needs to talk to John.
but I
Yeah,
think it'd
yeah,
be a
I
good
don't think we
idea.
should
John.
blindside John on
No,
the
I
way.
don't either.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
No.
because
Sure, I guess.
I can put it to him this way, that you're either gonna have to contribute some
Yeah.
and keep the same one if you want, or we're gonna have to go with the other one just to
Yeah.
make up the difference.
Yeah, see what he wants to
Yeah.
do.
It's just, can't be, I mean, like you say, we got to save our pennies now. The $24,000 hit is a lot. Okay, we'll table that and I will talk to them. That's one of the new business that I have right now, unless somebody else does. We found these upstairs. I think they're back in Gary Holland's
Oh, yeah.
deal, when he was running a youth group or whatever have you. But these are brand new. There's about
Still
20
in
sets
there.
of them, ain't there, up
About 20
there?
pairs, yeah.
We wanna donate them to somebody, but, I mean, they're pretty much kids. It says the waist is from size 27 to 31.
Are they all with
us.
her?
And then the
I got
NC,
one leg.
Well, speak for yourself.
You got a couple of those, I might be able to try one.
Are they adults or kids or whatever?
I'm sure they're small or regular.
They're not, but they're
There, there was kids, I'm sure.
I used to wear this.
Okay.
It wasn't that long ago.
Well, there's a guy that's going to start, he's getting a little youth group together, and he's gonna teach them to fish and do all kinds of things around here. Maybe, we could just see if maybe he would like to have them for a group of kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
They
I don't care.
seem like 29 and a half to 32 and a half. ain't
They're extended cold weather camouflage trousers, is what they're called.
They'd be warm.
So I didn't know, like,
Oh,
some
yeah. What do you
honey.
think, Bill? You got any loading down for that bad boy?
They wouldn't see you, you're
Oh,
camouflage.
yeah, you can take a break.
Where's Bill?
Zipped right in.
Yeah, where's Bill?
I'm here. I might be able to put it on that way and open that up.
Might get your leg in there, huh?
I
Okay,
didn't know
so
if
it's
you guys-
okay to see if we can donate them to somebody,
Yeah.
because they've been up there a long time and they're brand
We
new.
might as well donate to somebody that can use them, because there's a good
Yeah.
idea to
Right.
get up there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm lucky,
I
probably
know,
lucky
I know
enough to get to
someone,
them yet.
yeah.
Check, check with your person,
Yeah.
Joyce.
Okay, Hunter, I have nothing else for new business, but does anybody else have anything to bring?
You wanna know about trick or treat, right?
Oh, yes, I do, yeah.
Ah, what
Thank you.
about that?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Do we have a calendar around here? Oh, yeah, over there,
Ready.
but,
I just need it, that's right.
That one, you can follow it.
31st is Wednesday.
So we should be having it Sunday,
Yeah.
or do we always have it on Sunday?
No, we always have it when we keep on.
Always have it
Yeah,
on
Mike?
Halloween.
Oh,
Weeknight?
Always on a Sunday.
It's always been on Sunday,
Always
so
been
we
on
can have the
Sunday.
It's gotta be
volunteers.
on Sunday.
Well, then that would be the 28th.
28th.
That's
That'll
Let's
work.
do it the 28th then.
That'll work.
Does that work for Mike?
Does that work for you, Mike?
At what time?
Okay.
What is it, 6 to 8,
October
or 5 to
28th.
7:30?
5 to 7, because we don't want it too dark, because we pour it.
Yeah, we did 5 to 7 last year, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, trick or treat will be October 28th, 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Unless
for you.
October 6th is done.
My schedule's flexible.
Rain
I
date?
just gotta tell them what.
Or just leave it at that,
Huh?
yeah? Rain date, or just leave it
No,
at that?
I just live at
They
that.
want our candy, the little suckers get soaked.
Oh, yeah.
Especially they'll get to Scott's house, because he gives out big candy bars.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know, we're cutting back this year, aren't we?
Gotta
I
cut
send
back,
all my
gotta cut
family
back,
down to
Scott.
Scott's house.
You gotta bribe everybody about my dog attacking everybody. So.
Yeah,
Yeah. you gotta
little
watch
ankle biter.
We're down at the church parking lot, so we don't have to
Teresa,
worry
right?
about.
Didn't you name it Teresa?
It won't walk around the house.
that. We're doing trick or treat.
Yeah, we'll do trick or treat,
Huh?
yes.
I tried
I
to
just
get ahold of
needed a
you
date, so I
about 2
can
weeks
tell.
ago. There goes your dog right up the street.
Yeah.
He's just out exploring, that's all.
He's looking for cats, he hates cats.
So
Or
don't-
she does,
yeah,
yeah, she'll chase anything that's got fur on it, yeah.
Oh, good, then clear some out of your house, you know?
Just send it back over to Bill.
He came up
Yeah, you can chase all
to
the
me
cats
one
away you
time,
want.
and I had my little Tarn Terrier out there, and that dog of mine is crazy. He thinks he's a pit bull.
Oh, yeah, they
Well, that little thing I
do.
got.
All little
Yeah,
dogs do.
he goes after Steve or then Steve will come over.
Okay,
Ankle biter.
do we have anything else to bring up? Did I forget
No.
anything else?
You did
You're
good.
good.
Do I make a motion to adjourn?
Yes, you can make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, Pete.
Did you make that motion?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who has second?
Hey.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got it.
$5.50
We are adjourned.
Who?